And then we have massive religious processions going, starting from Lal Killa, going up to Sadar Bazaar, etc. We see we have a very competent police control room. Almost 24,000 calls are received at the police control room. Of these are almost 7,000 are distress calls. And our PCR system, notwithstanding whatever weaknesses it may have, it has a very good response time. 5.95 is the average response time, and its dispatch of calls, when we monitor the calls pertaining to women, it is 7.42, because calls pertaining to women generally are in localities. They are not on roads. For many other calls pertaining to accident, where vehicles reach faster. So this is what can be seen. Every day, almost 200 persons are taken to the hospital by us. A few other issues. 672 schools where PCR has go and check. Now I'll come to the women's safety. To give a flavor. So this is the state of crime. As you can see, in the year 2011, as Mrs. Kiran Gira also mentioned, that I will not like to use that term, that the quota pura ho gaya, but the fact of the matter is, after December 2012 incident, there was a paradigm shift. Cases which earlier used to go unreported started getting reported, and in the process you have seen, suddenly from 2012 to 2013, there was a very sharp increase. 706 was 2012, 1636 was 2013. Whether it is case of molestation, whether it is case of e-teasing, I will not like to use the word e-teasing, because I remember once I had gone to a gathering where respectable Shadila Tagoji was there. When I used this word e-teasing, I think we must change this part. We'll call it street harassment of women, because she felt offended. And I think perhaps she was right, so I don't mind that. So street harassment of women also has shown an increase, whereas dowry deaths, cases of dowry harassment, etc., they are almost similar. Some increase in abduction we will see. This is because now any child missing we register it as a kidnapping. Earlier these cases used to be registered as missing also. You see, over 87% of the cases, whether they pertain to rapes or molestation of women, I personally monitor. I may not be monitoring, I should not say that, I'm concerned. Any crime happening in the city is my concern. I show my concern more than enough, particularly when it is a crime against women. We keep on monitoring it till the time it is worked out, and that is why almost 71% of the cases are solved within the first week, and another 14%, almost 87% of the cases are solved within 2 weeks of the incidents. These are when we try to categorize the rapes, the incestuous elopement cases, the living relationship, etc. So when we see whether the person was known to the victim, we find a lot of people are known to the victim. Friends, relatives, tenants, landlords, employees, co-workers. Strangers are there in not more than 5 to 6% of the cases. Of course, these are the most critical cases where the societal alarm is the highest. Because these, obviously, even one single case is unacceptable. There is no doubt on that. But when we try to see, this is the scenario. Again, unfortunately, the place of occurrence is the confines of 4 walls, and houses, premises, buggies, etc. But still I say, it is unacceptable, anywhere it may happen, it must stop. So that is keep, so vehicle safety is our priority. A number of steps have been taken, particularly after December 16 incident, 16-12 incident. Police helpline, earlier we used to have 40 lines of 100, now we have 100 lines of 100 number, and we have specific dedicated women helpline 1091. This now has been increased to 10. Now every police station in the city has a woman help desk. So any time if a woman goes to a police station, she is greeted by a woman or police officer. She has to interact with a woman police officer. It's not the case which used to be earlier that if in the evening hours or the late evening hours, and during the night hours, if a woman went to the police station, it used to be a no woman place. There are many other things, like we have identified certain routes where women travel, particularly during night hours. These are near some call centers, there are certain paying guest accommodation. We have carried out security audit of paying guest accommodation. We are keeping in touch with those who run these paying guest accommodations so that the women don't face any harassment. There are certain areas where the incidence of rapes and molestation of women is very high. Particularly these are the slums and economically poorer areas where the women suffer a lot of handicaps. They are victims. So there we have now beat officers who are women police officers. They go interact with women. They try to ascertain whether they are being harassed by any of their neighbors or by any outsider or even by their own family members, and wherever necessary we try to take corrective actions. Then of course we have Mr. Taj Hassan holds a meeting with the women NGOs every month. A number of other issues. As I said, we are also increasing the strength of women police, and we hope to reach the target of 9% by the year 2015. We have been conducting gender sensitization programs for our police officers. During the year 2014, almost 5,000 police officers have been put through gender sensitization programs. Self-defense is one of the important areas which is our focus of attention. We can only orient women because in a camp, you will agree, you cannot train a woman fully in self-defense, but you can orient the women. So that is one of our efforts. This is one area which I thought all of you must perhaps may be aware. When you interact, people have to interact with police. And as people say, कि ना पुलिस वालों से दोस्ती अच्छी, ना दुश्मनी अच्छी. The experience is that when you are interacting with a cop, for that matter, anybody, even if you interact with the clerk sitting in the electricity office, or you interact with the postmaster sitting in the post office, or even with the bank clerk, invariably the client has a lump in the throat. One of the area where we felt, we have been talking among ourselves, and we have been, my instructions are that we must make the life simple. We must make life simple. We found that many a time people have to go to police stations to lodge lost reports. If somebody loses his or her passport, he has to go to a police station. If somebody loses her or his driving license, one has to go to a police station because the authorities insist on a police report. And at times people who are facing problems, if you lose your passport in Greater Kailash and you detect that at Delhi University, if you go to the Delhi University police station, they will say, ma'am, please go to Greater Kailash. And people have no option but to tell lies. Particularly, say somebody loses his passport in Delhi and he reaches Chennai, and then he realizes, I have lost my passport when I was sitting at Bristol. So we decided to remove the interface, police interface. Now on on a cell phone, one can lodge loss reports. It's seamless. We give digitally signed loss report, and we are the only organization, perhaps in the world, police organization in the world, who is giving any digitally signed document which can be used as a legal document. And even otherwise, I think digitally signed documents, even income tax doesn't give you digitally signed that ID after you file it. Then we have issued this traffic mobile application. This is very useful, particularly for women. One of the is emergency context. With the click of one button, you can reach even 1001091. There are a few of the. We are trying to make cities safe. We have invested a lot of money. Government has invested a lot of money in installing CCTV cameras. Another 1,258 crores in the next few years are going to be spent on the installation of CCTV cameras, then also on intelligent traffic management, which is required in the city because the city is full of people who have no regard for the traffic norms. And I'm sure Picky and Flow particularly will use its platform to educate people and motivate people in observing traffic norms. When you're sitting behind your car, please tell your driver not to drive faster. These are of course the cameras, and we have linkages. We are going to expand this. We are also going to use the Surat model where the citizens pitched in and they provided funds to police organization there. Wherever there are volunteers will be going in for installation of CCTV cameras, PPP model also. Road safety is one area which I thought you must know. This is our focus, particularly in the evening. You might have seen drunk driving, anti-drunk driving campaigns which we run. Objective is to reduce fatalities, and God has been very kind. And with our efforts, for the last few years, fatalities have been going down in the city, notwithstanding increasing traffic and continuing disregard on the part of number of persons for traffic norms. Then we have a number of schemes which Mrs. Neeta also mentioned. Thank you. So I thought I must give you an idea about this. Of course, my officers will be sharing their experiences. I have not tried to share anything. I have tried to bore you. Objective was only to bore you, so that you don't call me next time. And any questions you will have, you will be answering them. Thank you.
The audience cannot see the Commissioner. Directly facility, please. Bus out. Another 1 minute, please. Just. Can we go on to the rest of the program? Can I request the yeah. Okay. I think we have a review of all the work that is being done by Delhi Police in the last couple of years. We're also quite grateful and quite taken aback by the candid confessions of the police commissioner that they are now recording the exact number of crimes, because as someone wisely said, if you don't accept that you have a problem, how are you going to solve it? So now I think, coming to the issue that is at hand, I think the citizens of this city do realize that the police has a huge number of constraints. When we look at the statistics that have been given, 1,500 square kilometers of area, 11 districts, 83,000 or 85,000 police force, and a population of more than 2 crores. How can the police under these circumstances possibly be held responsible for stopping all kinds of crimes that happen in the city? And my question now to the Commissioner on the basis of his presentation is, sir, how much increase have you had in your police force from the time the Nirbhaya case took place? From the last 5 years, how many people have been inducted into the police force?
स्टील भैया नीचे हो जाओ, स्टील नीचे हो जाओ।
We are going to be talking to one.
Please don't block our way. We can't see
See, one of the key takeaway of Sabha 16/2012 incident was that there was shortage of human police officers. See, one of the key takeaway of December 16, 2012 incident was that there was an extreme shortage of human police officers. As you saw in the figures, we had about 4,800 odd sanctioned posts of human police, Delhi police. So immediately we decided, we had a vacancy of 1044, I remember it precisely, 1044 male constables. 50% of the male constable posts, that is 522, were converted to that of women police. And then, apart from this, 306 sub-inspectors, 1078 lady constables were also the new additional posts were sanctioned by the Government of India. So approximately an increase of 2,000 or so as far as women police is concerned has occurred. Then there are certain proposals which are being considered which will increase the strength of police by another 15,000. So it's a continuous process. The state is conscious of the need of increasing the strength of Delhi police. Number of other steps have been taken. For instance, 300 more PCR vans are added on the city's street after this incident. But there is always a constraint of resources, so things happen, and even after the sanction of manpower or the lady officers, then it takes time. There was a very transparent process has to be followed. Then any police officer who joins the organization has to go through basic training program of 9 to 18 months, depending upon the rank. In case of sub-inspector, it is 2 years. In case of constabulary, it is 9 months. So that is why I said by the 2015 we will be having this additional lady officers on the street.
Thank you, sir.
Which will enable us.
This is a question for Commissioner Mishra. You dealt with a very controversial and very high. It's very difficult case as well. So all the issues that came up in front of you when you were dealing with this, everything was hitting the headlines all the time, and you were far more accountable in this case than you would have been in the other cases. Do you feel things have changed after that? How has the police changed? Have the mindset changed? Can you tell us about it, please?
I think Mr. Mishra should first address us, then answer this question. Let him say what he wants to say to the public.
Ma'am, I will be probably the last person on the slaughter board. I'll answer all your questions to your satisfaction. Right?
Still.
Can I sort of...
Sir, if you would like to speak generally, you are welcome. Otherwise, if you feel that the Commissioner has said what he had to say, then you are welcome to say specifically. It's your call.
I will like that you answer all your queries to me, all your doubts, all your, whatever your disconcerns with the police department is there. It must be there, I know it. I'll try and address all those things. In the last videos, I don't see there's any point in me repeating the same thing what Commissioner has already dwelt upon. So that's my view. Whatever otherwise you say, I'm here, I'm at your disposal.
I think the Commissioner has gone through the entire thing, and we know about the Delhi police and its resources and its issues. So I think we'll take specific questions now. Yes, sir.
To raise that issue, so I suppose Deepak will be answering later. I'm taking half an hour, 15 minutes. an engagement. Now you mentioned about what has changed. I must tell you.
आपसे बड़ी प्यार से बोल उनको बोलेंगे फिर वो अपना कुछ
हमारी कोई फोटो खींचता है
अगर आप बैठ के भी ऑडियंस देखने की ऑडियंस
So, I was telling, there is somehow there is an impression that the incident of your question had a hidden sort of subtle notion that police, perhaps before this incident, was not conscious of certain issues.
No, sir. No, sir. That's not the case. No.
But still, see, first, I'll tell you. As far as Delhi police is concerned, like as Rajendra ji mentioned that I joined the police force in the year 1977. 78, I had come here for training in Delhi. Right from the day one has been seen, police is conscious of the special care required for human safety. That is why almost 30 years ago, a special unit under a deputy commissioner of police called Crime and Women Cell had been set up, which now is called Women and Child Support Unit. So, the police has been always conscious. This incident, if I may say, highlighted the issue once again. As far as police is concerned, police was aware that the women's safety requires special attention. That is why even earlier anti-street harassment campaigns used to be run, decoys used to be sent, particularly in the Delhi University area. Then there used to be special checking of buses and arrangements used to be there. So the only thing now it is getting increased attention. The issue was known. Now the issue is getting increased attention not only of police but also of the other members of the civil society as well as the government.
Thank you so much. Commissioner Mishra, would you like to now respond? Like a little more personal. Thank you.
You want me to respond upon our sensitivity towards the complainant or about the case?
We just like to know, because we all went through, a gamut of emotions. Everyone in this country went through a gamut of emotions with this case. And it's not that it is very different from a lot of things that are happening. If you look at the Badayu case, for example, right now, where the women are hung. So a lot of ugly things are happening all the time. But in this case, it's like a journey for all of us. And you just very briefly, you could share with us, as a police officer, what did you feel? What did your teammates feel? What were your impressions? Just a little something personal. Thank you.
Definitely, I like to come on report that now the system is far more sensitive to any kind of advances that a woman experiences. All of us, we try to be very much responsive. Maybe that the expectations, they are too high, and probably it's impossible to match expectations vis-a-vis your action. But the individual is that whatever one's might is, it must be done to assuage the hurt emotions of a lady or the family. I must say that. Regarding that particular case and post-mortem, it's better that, listeners are always learned in a more personal way. So, all I can say is that yes, a thing which was not done in a very copyright fashion, it must be done in that way only. That general apathy that we see in such cases, well, it's shame to any society, any vibrant society, shouldn't be there. Because it is not a question of victim. Tomorrow it may be my daughter, my sister, my wife. I mean, anybody whom I know, So, I can't get away that it's an odd victim who has been sentenced with this kind of, or subjected to this kind of pain.
Thank you. Is it a question?
I would like to again here. You see, this incident has also, as I said, increased the attention. See, today, we all know there is a gap between the physical capacity of a woman and the physical capacity of an ordinary man. Perhaps now there is a need to bridge this gap. How can you do it? You cannot change perhaps you cannot have any biological sort of intervention which will change it. Because when you see men walking on the street, other men do not harass them.
Why they do not harass them? You see, when you see the men walking